Hello guys, UK Star Wars again. Another video to do with the custom. I'm going to try and get as many videos out as I can with some backlog of customs that I've done, just so you guys can have a more detailed look on a video, and another opportunity for people who maybe are not on Instagram to see some of my custom work and ask questions and find out some bits and bobs of things that I do. So these are some other quick customs that I did, and I've had some really positive feedback from a lot of guys, customizers and collectors alike, which has been brilliant. So I'm just going to do a quick video now to tell you guys how to do these custom stands. I was debating whether to actually use these as props in a diorama, and not fix them to anything, and just use them in different scenes and photography. But I decided to put them on some bases so I could display figures standing on them in different display shelves and things. But also, if I do want to use them in any diorama scene, I can just use the sand to go slightly above where this is and sprinkle more sand on, basically, and it would just look like it's under the ground anyway, with these sticking up, so they can still be used for dioramas, I suppose. I'll start at the base and work through how I did it. Like I say, it was pretty quick and easy. There's nothing intricate about it. What I did was, here in the UK, we have a store called Poundland, and I always call in there for stuff for greeblies and customizing things and glue and all kinds of great things for a pound, would you believe? So these are coasters, slate coasters. I've bought these in the packs. This one I actually use on my desk as an actual coaster, but the majority of the other ones I use for bases. They come with little cushions on the bottom, so they protect any surface on the glass shelf or anything like that. They obviously are strong because they're made of slate, and they are normally pretty level and flat to start with the base on. So yeah, these are absolutely brilliant for customs. You can get the dining plate size ones as well. Obviously to rest dining plates on when you're having a meal at a table. Those I've used in the past for slightly bigger dioramas and such like, so they're also useful to get. I think it's £1 for a pack of 2 of these, and it's £1 for one of the larger dining plate placemats, place settings, whatever you want to call them. So basically I just took this, and then I hot glued the stick onto there, minus the helmet and the top. I just cut the stick straight, and then I hot glued the helmet there after I cut a small section off one side, so he sat a little bit lower into the ground, so it looked like it was sunken into the sand a bit more. Once I did that, I let the hot glue set properly. Then I covered it with a thin layer of the filler, wall compound, spackle, whatever you want to call it in the US as well. And then once that was set and dried for both, PVA glue, and then sprinkled some sand on, let that dry. And then I just did a base coat of black, and then just did layers of, like desert sand colors and like a dirt wash on top. Once that was done, a little bit of dry brushing of a lighter sand color and maybe a little touch of white. It is showing up quite bright on the camera that I'm using at the moment on my iPhone. It isn't that bright to the human eye, I must admit. It's a little bit darker, but yeah, it is shining quite a bit brighter. So painted this stick, which is from a pack of barbecue skewers, wooden barbecue skewers, quite thick ones. You can get them from supermarkets or anywhere basically. What I do is I use a craft knife to basically just cut the end of the spike to give it some longer flat edges, because I used the Hot Toys one as reference again, and that has kind of like a squared off flat edge spike. It's not a round spike, and that little detail that I noticed just give it that little bit of an edge, and just give that little bit of a different look from just a normal skewer. These helmets that I've used are actual Black Series Stormtrooper helmets. They aren't the knockoff ones or anything like that. These are genuine ones. When I did my custom Stormtroopers from the new articulation and new sculpt Stormtroopers, which obviously are excellent and everyone loves, I created a squadron of Stormtroopers. So I needed the backpack, the pauldrons and the weapons, etc. from my existing Stormtroopers. So I basically just stripped them all of their gear and things in ammo pouches off the belt and stuff like that. And I was left with the figures. It was heartbreaking, but the new sculpt for the Stormtroopers was just too good that I couldn't turn them into Stormtroopers. But I did repurpose these, so I had 4 guys, and I've just turned them into dead Stormtroopers. Because I did have weathering on them a little bit anyway, because they were Stormtroopers, I just added a little bit of brown washes and stuff on there, quite heavy, more than I would on a normal Stormtrooper because they've been left out for a long time. This unlucky bugger has took a blaster, shot straight to the eye. I basically took a sharp craft knife and just cut some slices into the helmet, into the plastic, and just drilled out a little bit of a hole, painted all that black with a black wash, and then added a little bit more of a dirt wash to it. Like I say, it's the full helmet. This is from an old shirt, a dress shirt, formal shirt, whatever you want to call it, and I just painted it with a red and black mix wash, give it a couple of layers, super glued it to the end of the stick, super glued the helmet on top of that, and then I super glued the top of the spike on top of the helmet. With the helmet, what I've noticed a few guys have done, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong or anything like that, but sometimes if you just glue the spike on top of the helmet, it looks good, but if you're looking from above or any other angle, you can see it's on top of the helmet. So a little tip is get whatever size spike you're using, try and find a small drill bit, or use a craft knife to bore out a slight little indentation, like a dimple in the helmet wherever it's going to have the exit wound of the spike, and then glue it into there a little bit. Then it looks more like it's coming out of the helmet rather than just stuck on top. Like I say, it's just a little tip that I found looks a little bit more accurate and a little bit more eye pleasing from when I first attempted it. So yeah, the issue that I did come across was lining up the spike to the pole. I glued it a couple of times and it was wonky and it wasn't perfectly straight, so that did take me a while. If you want to be, if you want to do it fully correctly, I would just drill a hole straight through, and then when you put the spike through, you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You are getting the exit spike wound look, and also you're getting it straight and you haven't got to mess about. If I could go back, that's what I would do. I would drill a hole straight through the helmet, the width of the spike or the pole I was using, and then just push that straight through, glue it in place, and then paint on top of that. Whenever you're doing weathering and things like that, I always add it at the end of gluing everything together, because that's how it would be. If this was a clean spike and a clean helmet and a clean rag that was left out in the elements for however long, everything would build up on top of that. So sometimes when you glue pieces together and put a model together or a custom together after you've done all the painting, you can kind of differentiate between the two different sections and when things were applied. So it's best to do your wash and dirt and add everything in, like I say, once you've completed the whole build or custom. That one, obviously I chose a helmet on the ground and 1 spike, and I did make them different heights to give a bit of variation. Again, same method used exactly with these 2 guys. He's been even more unlucky than that guy, and he's had 3 blasts to the head. this guy died a different way. I'm not sure how. Tickled to death, I don't know, but he hasn't had any damage badly to his helmet. Again, with these, I just super glued them into place after painting them with like a dark red, brown, black wash, just adding little bits in at a time, making it completely different. A lot of people like to make a batch of a mix of a paint if they're going to be painting similar things or the same thing. I don't like to do that as well, and the reason behind that is it can become too uniformed. And if it's a Star Wars lived in world and stuff like that, you aren't going to get things that matching. So I don't think for 1 minute whoever spiked these Stormtroopers helmets on these spikes in the Mandalorian, you know, oh, let's make sure all the ribbons match. I don't think they did that. I think this material comes from different things. I don't think, obviously, this material was that colour in the show originally, the thought process. This is obviously blood. So obviously the different colours, depending on how long blood is left out and the elements and what's happened to it, blood can change from different colours in different tones. So I've used 3 different colours here, I would imagine. Again, just when you've got your palette out, just have a little bit of brown mixed into some red, a little bit of black mixed into another bit of red, and a little bit of, you know, dark blue, which is almost black, like a black blue. Just experiment with some colours. There is no right and wrong with it anyway, so you can't go wrong. And that's the thing that I found also in customizing. Sometimes when I've felt I've messed something up, it's ended up looking brilliant, and I've been happy with the result anyway. So just go with the flow and see what you can come up with. The helmet situation would be expensive if you guys are trying to, you know, buy the Black Series Stormtroopers just for the helmets to do this kind of thing. So I wouldn't recommend that. What I have seen other people do, which is quite brilliant, is get the 3D printed or resin cast Stormtrooper helmets that a lot of people do offer to purchase. By all means, grab them. They'll be more cost effective, and you'll be able to do whatever you want to them, adding damage to them, you know, chopping them up. And you can get the one where it's half damaged and you can see the skull underneath. That looks pretty cool. So yeah, that's probably a better way to source the helmets. These ones were just not going to be used. I'm not a fan of the original Stormtrooper sculpt, mainly on the helmet anyway. So these look great for what they're going to be. So I was happy to give them up just to use this for now. So yeah, again, any questions, if you need to know anything about this build or custom or anything else, drop some comments down below. Feel free to like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Hopefully I can get more videos done and get some more customs out there for you guys to watch and then give it a go yourself. And also, there's much more experienced customizers out there. Please, you guys also comment on my videos, any of my videos, and give me some ideas and tips, or you know, suggestions where I could tweak things. I would really appreciate that help as well, because I'm still learning. So yeah, all comments are welcome from all levels. I just enjoy the customizing game more than the collecting at the moment, so my collection is slowed down while I'm concentrating on doing customs. But yeah, Christmas is coming, so maybe I'll get some goodies off the wife and friends and family for Christmas. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, bye.